Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about personal branding and executive presence because again, I just feel like these terms have been used so much, like thrown around together. Let's start all over again. Recording episode 32. All right, guys, welcome back. Today, we're going to be talking about personal branding, executive presence. Where do you even get started with any of these things? Because, both of these terms have been thrown around together and separately over the past few years. And have you ever felt or just wondered, are these terms mutually exclusive or do they work together and build upon each other? Okay. Now, in my personal opinion, I think that they work together. You have to have both in order to stand out amongst your competitors. And there's a system that you can leverage to do this with ease and make great impact as well, too. Okay. But one thing you need to know is that you are your brand. Again, I don't care if you're a corporate executive or you own your own business. It doesn't matter to me. Your subject matter expertise is an asset. And this is something that we have to share with the world. Okay. So in order to capitalize on that expertise, you've got to show the world what you know, and you've got to get visible and you've got to gain influence. This is how you develop the executive presence that you hear so much about as well. You really do have to start with the personal branding in order to establish that executive presence. Okay. So what's the difference between a personal brand and executive presence? Your personal brand is just how you market yourself internally within your organization or externally with your clients. When you have an established, strong personal brand, you're able to clearly communicate what's important to you and what sets you apart. Now, executive presence, on the other hand, is what makes you a leader that others want to follow. It's a culmination of character and behaviors that demonstrate your commitment to what's important to you and to the development and success of others, okay? And so how we get there is by these 4 simple steps I'm going to share with you as well, too. So as you're starting your personal brand, as you're developing your personal brand, I want you to think about these things because these are the building blocks to get you to that high level of executive presence, which I know that we all want and desire, okay? So number 1, you've got to create your top 3 content buckets, okay? What are the top 3 topics or areas of interest that you can easily talk about on the regular? If you need help identifying those topics, I want you to think about the dream job that you'd like to have in the next few years or how you'd like your network to think of you and work towards that. Consider your work history, what you've done before in the past, experience, your credentials that you have, as well as what your network asked you for help with. When people come to you with questions, what kind of questions are they asking you? That will give you a really good highlight reel as to what those content buckets need to look like for you. Number 2, you've got to get out there on social media. You guys, first of all, it's free. And if you're a professional and not started on and haven't even got started on LinkedIn yet, you really need to do that. You need to do that yesterday, okay? Because here's the thing, you need to be sharing content. You need to be having your own content on LinkedIn or whatever social media platform that you're on. It doesn't really matter, but you've got to be consistent with pushing information out there so people can see you as that credible, reliable source. Also, you need to update your profile with your current role and headshot. You need to be posting up to 3 times a week, but if you're just getting started, focus on at least 1 post per week and build upon that, okay? I want you to connect and engage with your network on social media to increase your followers and reach, okay? Follow influencers, follow those industry leaders in your particular area, especially in those other areas that you want to be known for as well too, okay? Posts should be diversified, meaning that you'll want to post polls, you'll want to post images, you'll want to have some videos every once in a while, some carousel graphics. These are the graphics with multiple slides that you kind of filter through, okay? So that is number 2, getting out there on social media. If you haven't done it, you got to do it. Okay. Number 3, create content and post it. Creating content, I get it, can be such a beast for so many, and it doesn't have to be. I want you to think about, again, those content topics that we talked about on our step 1 that you can easily talk about. Find articles to repost with your own perspective. Okay. Just reposting an article just to repost it. And I see so many people do this. That's great. That's wonderful. I get that you like certain influencers or whatever. But in order to establish yourself as an industry expert, I want to hear your perspective. Like, what's your lens on it? What is it that you're trying to tell me that's different from everybody else out there? Okay. Create your own blog posts. Develop your own graphics. They're free on Canva. Share them with your network. Record videos on your iPhone. Again, I know so many people who are so reluctant to get out on social because they don't want to record videos because of how they look or whatever like that. I promise you, you are doing your network a disservice if you're not sharing what you know with them, okay? No one cares about it as much as you do, what you look like on video. I promise you that. But again, you're coming from a place of service. If you're not sharing information, you're really withholding information that could really help somebody. And I know that you don't want to do that, okay? So the goal with your content is to position yourself as an authority figure in your space. I don't want you to overthink your content. You know what you do best. Just post about it, okay? And number 4, I want you to get involved. If you're not actively involved in various membership organizations, boards, or attend industry events, then this needs to be a part of your monthly schedule. So if you attend events, here's what I want you to do. I want you to be sure to, share content or quotes, tag the speaker, whoever is speaking, be sure to tag them, tag the venue, tag other people who are there sitting at the table with you. The same applies to association memberships. I want you to share interesting news and industry updates along with your affiliation with that organization. Okay, so those are the 4 buckets that I want you to be thinking about as you're developing your personal brand, because we have to develop the brand first in order to have the executive presence that we all desire. So let's kind of recap all of this. So number 1, create your top 3 content buckets, okay? Top 3 content buckets. Number 2, get out there on social media. If you're a professional and not on LinkedIn, you should have started yesterday. But whatever your platform of choice is and wherever you feel like your customer base is, that's where you need to be when it comes to social media, okay? So get out there on social media, number 2. Number 3, create content, post it. Don't overthink it. Just get it out there. If you're sharing content, be sure to talk about your lens, your perspective on it, all right? And number 4, get involved. All right, you've got to go to the trade association meetings. You've got to go to the chamber stuff. You've got to go to the groups that make sense for you to be involved in and share about it as well too. Okay, so that's the down and dirty. That's what you need to be doing to develop your personal brand so you build upon that executive presence. I hope this was helpful. If you need some help with all of this, I strongly encourage you, go to my website, heatherlisle.com/resources. I've got all sorts of free resources available to you to figure out what does that brand actually look like for you. I've also got information on the DISC profile assessment so you can understand your communication style and how it's going to best resonate with your perfect clients. And if you want to work with me, you can click on the Work With Me tab and we can figure out what's going to be the best solution for you there too. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week.